Hi, I'm Jaden.
And I'm Lindsay. And welcome back to Girls in STEM. Hi everyone, and welcome back. Today we are at the Indian River Crime Lab, where we are going to see inside some of the high-tech testing areas to see how science and technology is used to solve crimes.
That's interesting, Lindsay. Usually when I think of crime labs and forensics, I don't usually think of STEM, but there's a lot of science and technology involved here.
Yes, there is a drug chemistry lab, a ballistics lab, biology lab with high-tech instruments, clean rooms, robots, and genetic testing. You have to know a ton of science to get into the forensic fields.
That's a great point, Lindsay. Good thing we have Kim here to tell us all about it. Kim is an Indian River Crime Lab volunteer, IRSC student, and a future forensic scientist. Hello, Kim.
Hi, and welcome to the Indian River Crime Lab.
This place is awesome. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, it's a regional crime lab, which means we service 4 of the area's counties. And what they do is law enforcement and the courts can submit forensic evidence for independent testing, and they test it in the areas of drug chemistry, forensic biology, and firearms examinations. And today we're going to get a little peek at the forensic biology section and the firearms examination section.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you got here?
I've always wanted to do forensics since I was about 10 years old. I'm very passionate about it, and I think it's a really important part of the criminal justice system.
I'm fascinated about the amount of high-tech opportunities here. Can you tell us a little bit about this lab?
So this is the firearms examinations unit, and what they do here is that law enforcement can submit unknown fired casings from a scene such as like a drive-by. And what they'll do is the expert will actually do test fires into the shoot tank, and they compare that using a comparison microscope to see if they match or if they can exclude that gun from being used in the crime.
Wow, are real crimes analyzed here, and do you get involved in the trials?
Yes, about 2,000 cases are submitted to the crime lab every year, and the forensic expert that does the testing on the evidence is actually the one that's going to be testifying in court. And while I don't do that, I have been to the courts and watched them in person, and it's really interesting to see. Are you guys ready to see the forensic biology section?
Yes.
Wow, Kim, this place is great. Where are we?
This is the forensic biology lab. So what they do here is they use chemistry or alternate light source to try to see DNA left behind by a perpetrator. The second phase, they use chemistry and robotics and DNA analysis and copying to be able to pinpoint the DNA. And if they get a DNA profile, what they do is they can compare it to a known individual's DNA to see if they can match it or if they can exclude that person from leaving the DNA behind.
Thanks, Kim. This is amazing. What advice would you give to a high school girl who's interested in this field? What degree should they consider, and how could they volunteer to learn more?
I would say definitely do your research, because each individual aspect of the forensics field, they all need different degrees and different science classes. So definitely pay attention and make sure you're taking the classes needed for your interest. And then also I would say you have to make sure that growing up you stay out of trouble, because if not, you might not be able to get into the forensics field because you have to do an extensive background check and be able to clear it.
Thanks, Kim and Indian River Crime Lab, for this amazing tour. Wait, where's Carmela?
It's Carmela with Girls in STEM. Right now I'm dusting off the prints on this wine glass to figure out who committed the crime of the missing remote. And now to Jaden and Lindsay at the crime lab.
Thank you, Carmela. That's all for today's episode of Girls in STEM.
As always, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on our post notifications. Bye!